I am going to show you proof in this video that institutions are right now heavily buying and accumulating Bitcoin, and that most likely they will be the cause of the next explosive move in the Bitcoin price. And the first chart I want to share with you guys is this one. This is the ARK Innovation ETF. And what is the ARK Innovation ETF? Well, we can see that on this website, ark-funds.com. It is basically an exchange traded fund which has a basket of technology stocks inside of them. But the second biggest stock that the ARK is holding, here you can see the top 10, but the second biggest, guys, is Coinbase Global, which means that if an institutional investor wants to invest in Bitcoin, it most likely will invest into something like the ARK ETF, because the ARK ETF is also holding shares for Coinbase, right? Of course, we also have Microstrategy. I will come to that later in this video, but this might be a chart which can show already strength earlier than we actually see it with Bitcoin. And I got proof for that as well, guys. If we were to overlay the Bitcoin price right here on this chart, we can actually see that this chart is somewhat front-running Bitcoin now and then. So let's have a look. The orange line right here on the chart, that is the Bitcoin price, and below the normal candle chart, that is the ARK Innovation ETF. So right here we can already see that they are extremely correlated, right? When Bitcoin goes up or when ARK goes up, here ARK actually went up earlier. Bitcoin goes up too. They both go simultaneously down. They formed their low. Simultaneously, ARK formed a low right here when Bitcoin also formed a low. When ARK actually surpassed that low, Bitcoin didn't do that. But we do see ARK taking off earlier than Bitcoin, topping out earlier than Bitcoin as well, coming back down, Bitcoin correcting. Here we can also see that ARK already goes up, and it took some time for Bitcoin to follow through, but eventually we can see that the direction of Bitcoin also goes up right here. The interesting thing, guys, is that right now ARK has already seen a breakout to the upside. So we've already broken the kind of a massive resistance, a horizontal resistance, something that we are also seeing with Bitcoin, a horizontal resistance. Could this be an early sign that Bitcoin is going to break out to the upside as well? Can we use this institutional charts basically to check whether Bitcoin is looking strong or not, and whether they are front running Bitcoin? Well, maybe we can. I want to show you guys another chart, and that is the Coinbase chart. The Coinbase chart you can see right here. Let me get rid of that one. What we can see with the Coinbase chart, because that one should be even more correlated, right? We got the ARK, which has the second biggest holding, is actually Coinbase shares because it's an ETF, but Coinbase itself should even be more correlated to the price of Bitcoin, as Coinbase is a crypto exchange, a Bitcoin exchange, right? So let's have a look. Again, the orange line is the Bitcoin price, the normal chart is the chart for Coinbase. So we can see that those are also like very correlated. They go down at the same pace. Sometimes the structure would look slightly different, but they bottom at the same time. They top at the same time. Sometimes there's a slight delay. So for example, right here we can see Coinbase already topped and just took like couple of days later until Bitcoin topped. So there was a couple of days delay between those two. Here we can also see that Coinbase bottomed later than Bitcoin, but took off earlier. Here we can also see that Coinbase topped earlier, same as we have seen that with ARK before we correcting, and also went along with the correction with Bitcoin right here. So guys, Coinbase also showing a lot of strength, which we haven't seen yet over on Bitcoin. I do want to point out that a level that we are touching right now in Coinbase is looking very significant. It is also a horizontal resistance that we are seeing over with Bitcoin, which I will show to you in a second. But if we use the Fibonacci retracement tool from the top right here till the bottom of this move, then you can see that Coinbase right now is hovering around the 50%. But it would make sense, of course, to get a breakout sooner or later to at least test the golden ratio. If we do break this 50% level, it would make sense for Coinbase to go to these levels, which will still quite be an increase, guys. So we are seeing a lot of strength among these Bitcoin companies that are traded on the regular financial markets. And you got to understand like this, guys, when you're an institutional investor, you want to get exposure to crypto, you don't go to Binance.com or Bybit, you create an account and you buy Bitcoin and you maybe buy a hardware wallet and you store it there. No, that's not really how it works in the institutional scene. They really rely on the structure, on the financial structure that's set in place on Wall Street, like the stock markets, for example. So there are a couple of options how they can get exposure to Bitcoin. And guys, if you want retail to buy more Bitcoin, then we gotta grow this channel before institutions are getting their hands on their Bitcoin. And we are doing that by high engagement, because with high engagement, the algorithm just wakes up and we need that to grow this channel. So if you like this video, if you learn something, if you get entertained, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, drop a comment down below, guys. It's very much appreciated. And one other stock that institutions can use is, of course, from our big friend Michael Saylor. That is called Microstrategy. Michael Saylor is investing all of the money that's going into Microstrategy into Bitcoin. So basically, when an institution wants to buy Bitcoin through a regular financial structure, they just buy the Microstrategy stock, because Microstrategy is holding almost everything in Bitcoin anyway, right? And what we can see in this stock, and this is very interesting, guys, is that it also had a breakout to the upside. And this might be even more correlated than Bitcoin, because we have ARK, the innovation stock, we have Coinbase, the Bitcoin exchange, but we got MicroStrategy holding 100% Bitcoin. This one is even more correlated to Bitcoin, and you can see that very clearly if you look at the orange line and the candles. So this one already broke a macro resistance to the upside. Are these early signs, guys? This is the most important question. Are these early signs that Bitcoin will follow, that Bitcoin will do the same, that Bitcoin will break above this horizontal resistance of roughly $31,000 US? Are these the early signs? The strength in ARK, the strength in Coinbase, but most importantly, the strength in MicroStrategy. And if you were to look at MicroStrategy, just at the chart right here, and I just get rid of the Bitcoin chart, right? We get rid of that green line right here. Then you can also see that this was basically that the yellow line that we already broke in MicroStrategy was basically, looks like the resistance that we are right now touching with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin did something like this, right? We touched that resistance, we had a correction, we came back up, and right now we are still hovering at that resistance. But this one already shoots over it with a explosive move, guys. This is showing a lot of proof that institutions right now are heavily accumulating Bitcoin. And I think that this soon, very soon, will be expressed in the Bitcoin price. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. That is very important as we are trying to grow this channel into this bull market to grab more retail before Bitcoin is going to see this rally. If you are new and you like to stay connected with the information that we are providing, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever we are uploading a new video. If you, like many others, want to get extra exclusive information about the crypto markets, like Bitcoin trades, altcoins, and so on, make sure to join WhaleAlerts. WhaleAlerts is a private Telegram channel where you will receive extra information on the crypto markets. So far, we have been doing very successful with everything that we have been calling over on WhaleAlerts. One thing, for example, is the Ripple rally. We have been calling that before on WhaleAlerts, before we actually saw Ripple rallying roughly 50 to even higher percentages. The only thing you need to do if you want to join is to join Bybit or BitGet, one of these two exchanges, with the affiliate link down below. You have to deposit a minimum of $100 and you gotta open your first trade. These two things we can actually see once you submit your user ID, so make sure that you complete them first before you submit your user ID, so then we can check it from our side and we will add you to that private Telegram channel. Guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I wish you all a beautiful day and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.